You need to stop. Pay attention to what you try to pull you now. The cell phone vibrating, the two open tabs, the mind asking for permission to act. Who awaits the test? Lives waiting. Who installs certainty? Moves the world. The noise calls for a reaction. The silence gives direction. Today you will practice a simple protocol, inspired by Emerson, to install certainty before the test and walk as who has decided inside. It is not theory, it is practical. And now, take a deep breath. Bring attention inside. Emerson reminds us, in other words, that nothing external legitimizes what was decided within. Self-confidence is no noise. It is obedience to your best voice. Life returns in the currency of value, not volume. Observe nature. Light crosses the mist without screaming. Calm down is not absence of strength. It is power under control. When you align with what is superior to you, the desire that does not tremble, the road simplifies, and the race comes to those who are already proving. While many ask for a signal, you will be the signal. While the others react, you decide. While the others are waiting for permission, you install direction. Now start with the decision of the day. Define a clear, objective, and repeatable phrase. I give you an example. Today I deliver a synthesis page up to 11 hours and 40. Now it's your turn. Close your eyes for a moment. Create your phrase in the same spirit, short, concrete, and with a specific time. Say the sentence slow, 3 times, calmly. Feel the word today vibrate in the chest. Then put a reminder on your phone for the time you set. You have just moved the attention of desire to the gesture. Remember, ideas ask for applause. Evidence asks for silence. Your micro-law today is a vote in the character that you are sculpting. It doesn't have to be big. It needs to be delivered. If this first decision has already put you towards you, enjoy this video and subscribe to continue this training for sure with me. Direction before emotion. Emotion follows who decides. Now adjust the body for the mind to follow. Let's practice protocol for P. Stop, posture, pulse, and purpose. First, stop. Breathe 4 times by the nose. Inhale counting up to 4. Hold by 2. Exhale in 6. Repeat the cycle twice more. Now posture. Firm the parallel feet on the floor. Let the column grow an inch. Loose your shoulders. Relax the jaw. Direct your look at the horizon, not glued to the screen. Now pulse gently touch your chest and count 6 beats, warning you to the body you are here. Finally, purpose. Read in low voice your sentence of the decision of the day, emphasizing the word today. Notice how the body returns command to the nervous system. When the body learns the posture of the decision, the mind stops asking permission. Mentally repeat. Rhythm wins haste. Who begins, continues. While many accelerate aimlessly, you slow down to choose the course. Open a focus window with me to 4:25 to 25 minutes of presence, separated by 3 to 5 minutes, reset. At the beginning of each block, say in a low voice, I start now, and perform the first line, the first slide, the first call. At the end of the block, say, I close this block with a delivery line, and write an objective phrase about what was done. Drink water, stretch the neck, look far for 30 seconds, then start the second block. 50 minutes of presence is worth more than 3 fragmented hours. Rhythm wins haste. Who respects the rhythm does not break in the middle of the trip. When the conversation disperses, use the response that advances. There are no spaces to fill. There are phrases to repeat with intention. Say for example, to move forward, I send version 1 today at 16 hours. Now create your advancement phrase with a definite deadline and repeat it low. Talk less, deliver better. Clarity saves energy. Let's seal the identity with a minute of self-clock for sure. Adjust the posture, use the low voice, and repeat with me. I don't panic, I prepare. Now, I act without hesitation. Now, everything works in my favor, and I move as such. Repeat again at the same pace. I don't panic, I prepare. I act without hesitation. Everything works in my favor, and I move as such. Feel the words sit on the body. This is not superstition, it is real. What is repeated with intention reconfigures the gesture. The accurately repeated gesture reconfigures the identity. To fix the habit, comment now the code word certainty. Also write, in a sentence, which micro-syrophil you will deliver until the end of the day. Write your way without explaining yourself. Short, of course, real I will read. I will fix the best evidence. This trains the mind to speak the language of the result. If a trigger comes, and it will come, perform this whole sequence, without negotiating. I breathe 4 times. I firmly my feet. I read my decision. I act for 90 seconds. Say in a low voice, I drive for 90 seconds. And make the minimum gesture that proves direction. Open the correct file. Write a sentence. Close the tab that distracts. Walk without cell phone. Send the synthesis. Notice how the body learns to obey. The world will try to bargain its presence with small distraction avenues. You don't fight with your mind. You give the body direction. Mental law is simple. What you repeat with purpose becomes standard. The pattern becomes character. The character supports fate. Now visualize with me. Close your eyes for a moment. Imagine a forest in mist. The mist is the world. Opinions, notifications, emergencies. You stop. The posture changes. The beam of light is born in silence. You touch your chest, feel the wrist, and read it low. Today I deliver the first version until 16 hours. The interruption arrives. You run the 4P and start the 25 window. The first line appears. The beam accompanies each gesture. In the end, you whisper, I close this block with a delivery line, and writes, version 1 completed. The mist continues, but does not command you. You cross, you deliver, you prove. Say with me, I choose the silence that makes me strong. Say again, with whole air, I choose the silence that makes me strong. And a third time, placing the body in the sentence, I choose the silence that makes me strong. Now, let's consolidate your certainty in different contexts. At work, say to move forward, I send 2 options today at 15 hours, then write a paragraph with synthesis and both options. Send. In the afternoon, the subject resolves without theater. Create your advance phrase now for the next contact and repeat it low. In the studies, say, I start now. Close the tabs that do not serve. Open the document. Write the first line of the summary. At the end of the block, say, I close this block with a delivery line, and write, summary introduction. Review cohesion in the next block. Create your starting phrase now and your closing sentence. Repeat once, with conviction. In the family, say, to be well, I propose to align this point today at 20 hours. A sentence, a time, a breakthrough. Create your simple and compassionate alignment sentence. Repeat twice, in serene tone. In health, say, I walk 15 minutes without cell phone and drink water now. Then write down, energy 1 more. Create your minimum clean energy gesture. Repeat in a low voice. Serving is proof. Consistency creates respect. Do not ask for a signal. Be the signal. Build a wall of evidence now. No need to show anyone. It can be a physical picture or a print folder. Every day, record 3 evidence. A photo of the scratched checklist. A delivery line print. An impact phrase. At the end of each week, choose 3 gold races. The ones that best represent your advance. This silent file feeds self-confidence because it resembles the brain of what you have done. Compensation happens because of this. Constant value calls return. The world may not applaud, and that's fine. Your proof wall is the applause of reality. Adjust your circle now, certainty. 3 simple decisions ready to repeat. I silence the notifications for the next 25 minutes. I leave on the table just what I need for the next delivery. I replace noisy content with content that teaches me. Run this today. Do not create vacuum. Create update. Approval distracts. The alignment builds. When a conversation begins to rotate without direction, repeat and execute. To move forward, I document and send you today at 18 hours. The ping pong falls. Respect goes up. Clarity saves energy. If the day is turbulent, deepen the logic of focus windows. If the weather is short, use the format 3 per 17th. 3 blocks of 17 minutes, with pauses of 3. The principle is the same. First line at the beginning, delivery line at the end. If the atmosphere is noisy, add white noise or use pens. If the mind is agitated, start with 2 minutes of 4P before the block. If the guilt appears for not starting early, answer with presence. I start now, and start. Time does not have time is created with small and courageous decisions. When the attention is kidnapping, recover with the return ladder in 60 seconds. 15 seconds of breathing. 15 looking far away. 15 reading of your decision. 15 minimum gesture. 1 minute realanha, one day that would be lost. Repeat with me. I start now. Repeat again. I close this block with a delivery line. You are not the feed. You are the focus. The mind obeys the repeated breathe. Name your feet. Direct, let's touch a honest question. What if I fail? You are going. Everyone fails. Failing is human. Not learning is optional. When slipping, do not turn the stumble into identity. Transform into information. Say softly, I start small. Then make 90 seconds of minimum and direct action on the goal. Open the right file and write the first line. Once this is done, register without drama. Delivery line. Version 1. Submit. Now consolidate learning in a clear sentence. Impact phrase. Today I improved my ability to get back to the focus calmly. Direction before emotion. Repetition before belief. Delivery before applause. For meetings, take the discipline of synthesis. Archive with a phrase of objective. Today I leave this conversation with such a defined point. This organizes the group without imposing volume. And in closing, close with advancement. To advance, I register and send until 17 hours. Meetings spend less life when someone assumes the responsibility of clarity. Be that person. No hard posture. With calm presence, when you need to say no, use a no that serves the direction. Without justifying too much, say, now I can't, quality. I return you tomorrow at 10 o'clock. Say with serenity, no, here is a way to preserve the important yes. You should not explain long explanations to noise. You must fidelity to the defined purpose. Say with me, I choose the silence that makes me strong. And repeat, softly, aligning posture and wrist. Now set up a 7-day plan with phrases ready to repeat. Every day you will create your specific phrase in the spirit of listening. Day 1, morning. Today I deliver a synthesis page up to 11 hours and 40. Night. I record what has improved today in a sentence. Create your sentence of the day now and repeat. Day 2, before each block. I start now. When closing each block, I close this block with a delivery line. Create your delivery phrase on day 2. Day 3, in every contact. To move forward, I send version 1 today at 16 hours. Create your advancement phrase to the most important contact of the day. Day 4, environment. I silence the notifications for 25 minutes. I just keep the essentials in sight. Create your replacement sentence by exchanging noise for useful content. Day 5, service. Today I standardize a mini process until 17 hours. Create your micro standard and say it low. Day 6, review. I choose 3 tests of the week and place on the wall of tests. Create your curated phrase. Day 7, consolidation. I write 5 lines of synthesis and plan the next micro law. Create your opening sentence of the following week. Every day, morning and night, repeat the self-control. I don't panic. I prepare. I act without hesitation. Everything works in my favor, and I move as such. If anxiety goes up, run the 4P. If the dispersion comes, say, I start now, and watered seconds of direction. If the hurry asks for shortcuts, remember, rhythm wins haste. Who begins, continues. Deepen the sense of compensation. Life responds to the value delivered with constancy. You do not need to announce that you are delivering. You need to deliver better, with less noise and more useful. The extra silent mile is the signing of your character. Say, today I document a simple step-by-step for someone else to repeat what I did. Do glue a photo of the step-by-step on your test wall. Follow. Value calls return. When you hit the question, is it good? Visit your tests. Read your delivery lines. Tap the evidence. Doubt shrinks in the face of reality. You do not manufacture self-esteem. You build self-respect, doing what you said you would do. Maybe you say, I'm still afraid. Fear is not enemy, it is given. The right question is not how does the fear eliminate, but how do I move with him in his pocket? A practical answer is to speak softly. I start small. Another is to return the body aside. Feel your feet. Adjust your posture. Touch your chest. Breathe. Say the sentence. Make the first line. Fear does not negotiate with arguments. He retreats before gestures. While others explain fear, you run the gesture. While others expect motivation, you install discipline. One more view, short and accurate. You are in a crowded station. Ads, steps, voices. You stop. Posture, pulse, purpose. It takes a paper out of your pocket with your sentence of the day. Read. Whisper, I start now. See your hands typing the first line. Hear the calm sound of the keys. The world runs. You walk. With each paragraph, a stretch of mist opens up. With each response that advances, a potential deviation disappears. You close the session with, I close this block with a delivery line, and writes, version 1 sent. Keep the paper. Feel the chest open. The station follows. You follow her inside, at your pace. Rehooks for the mental pocket. You are the decision, not the distraction. Serving is proof. Consistency creates respect. Do not ask for a signal. Be the signal. Value calls return. Speak less. Deliver better. Calm down is power under control. Certainty is silent. Now, ready answers to practical questions. How do I start when nothing flows? Repeat. I start with the slightest gesture with dignity, and make the first line. How do I resume after an error? Repeat. I start small and close a block, and make 1 to 425. How do I say no without looking aggressive? Repeat. I can't do it with quality now. I return you tomorrow at 10 o'clock, and meet. How do I avoid rework? Repeat. To advance, I document and send you today at 18 hours, and document. How do I keep energy until the end of the day? Repeat. I take care of myself to last. Walk 15 minutes without a cell phone. Drink water. Stretch. Come back. We arrived at the final synthesis. 3 lines to take in your pocket. Repeat with me. I decide in silence. I tease with a gesture. I repeat until it becomes character. If this protocol made sure now, subscribe and save this video. Ryuka for 7 days to install the habit. Each repetition digs a rail. Each rail approaches who you become, inside what you deliver on the outside. In the fixed comment, answer with your micro-efficiency today, starting with the word code. Sure, I will fix the best delivery. This trains the mind to respect what you do, not what you promise. I finish as I started. Whoever waits for the test, lives waiting. Who installs certainty, moves the world. The noise asks you to react. Silence invites you to decide. The light crosses the mist. The will aligns with what is superior. And life, sooner than you imagine, gives way to those who walk with character. Say with me one last time, giving presence in the words. I choose the silence that makes me strong. I choose the silence that makes me strong. I choose the silence that makes me strong. Now the decision is yours. Subscribe. Save this video, reopen for 7 days, and share with those who need. Sure, today, the world will continue to talk loudly. But from now on, who decides is their silence.